Hey guys, Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Nike Hypervenom Phantom 3 Low in the new Motion Blur Pack colorway. Now, of course, this is the latest Motion Blur Pack, which of course in the Hypervenom means you get this chlorine blue and white upper that actually looks really good on this particular boot. We'll talk about the details of the colorway in today's video, as well as talk a little bit about performance, the fit, the feel, and the overall look of these shoes on feet. So if you're interested in learning more, please stick around, watch the entire video. If you're interested in a pair of these for yourself, I'll leave a little pop-up on screen, or you can click the first link down below in the description. That'll take you to the review page on my website where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you'll actually be able to pick these up below their normal $250 retail price. So again, if you're interested in a pair, first link down below, go ahead and check it out. Now, of course, top end model from Nike, you get a string bag in matching colors. It's expected at this point, but I know a lot of you guys ask about it. So with the shoe itself, let's take a closer look at the colorway. So of course, being part of the Motion Blur Pack, you have white as part of the colorway. The entire pack has white as the predominant color for the actual boots themselves, but the accent color, or the main accent on the Hypervenoms, is chlorine blue, which is this kind of teal light blue color. It's really interesting in person, and what's cool about what they did on this particular shoe is that they left actual exposed Flyknit in blue, and a clear Nike skin covering here on the lateral side where the shoe is actually blue, but then where it transitions into solid white, it's a solid Nike skin covering. It's still a full Flyknit upper, but that gives it this really nice kind of accent where there's a dramatic flip in color, or dramatic difference in the color of the one side of the shoe and the other side. And again, the white and blue I think is a nice combination overall. You have that chlorine blue as well in the laces themselves, the liner, as well as part of the sole plate, although I will say the sole plate definitely looks a little bit like a darker teal color versus the lighter blue you'll find on the upper. And then you'll find a darker blue shade in the actual flywire cables, little branding, or the little detailing right here on the pour-on foam inserts, and then the detailing right here on the back of the heel, black swoosh on the front, and then black swoosh with the white outline on the back, your Hypervenom branding right there on that little triangular piece to the sole plate, and then again, the bottom, pretty much that darker teal color with the white outline for the sole plate itself. Overall, I think these look very good, especially in person, but let me know what you guys think of these down below in the comment section. Now, in regards to performance, the biggest question that people seem to ask me about the Phantom 3 is that because of the fact it's available in two different variations now, low cut, which I have right here, or mid cut, which is of course the Phantom 3 DF, DF standing for dynamic fit, which does refer to the collar itself. Which one is the better option? Which one should you buy? Really, it's not a matter of better or worse. With the low cut model, it retails for $250 versus the DF mid cut model, which retails for $50 more at $300 US. So from a value standpoint, the low cut model is the better option just because it's $50 cheaper. In regards to my personal preference, I do prefer the low cut model just because I find it a more familiar type fit. I find it to be a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more secure in general. But if you really like the mid-cut aspect of what Nike's doing with some of these newer models, then there's absolutely nothing wrong with the DF model. It's just as good, it's just as capable. It does weigh a little bit more by about 0.4, 0.5 ounces. Again, nothing that's super noticeable on feet, but for me, my preference is definitely the low cut variation. So if you do want to learn a little bit more about the overall performance of this shoe, I actually do have a playtest video on the low cut Phantom 3. I'll leave a little pop-up on screen. You can go ahead and check it out. It goes over all the details of performance, the overall fit of the shoe, what the experience is like to actually wear a pair of Phantom 3 lows. So if that's something that you haven't seen before and you want to learn more about this particular boot, click that annotation, go ahead and check it out. There's tons and tons of info in that video. So with all of that out of the way, let's take a look at how these things fit and feel on feet. So you can see here in the right shoe, I actually swapped out the stock laces for some white and black grid pattern SR4U replacement laces. I thought the white and black just looked really good, and I like the fact that with a lighter color lace, or a white lace in this situation, it kind of ties together the two sides of the shoe a little bit more. There's obviously a lot of white, there's a lot of this blue as well, and while the stock laces look really good, I just thought the white with the black detailing in this grid pattern just looked really cool, especially with all the details you have here in the strike area with the black swoosh. So I'll put these on really quickly. With the low cut model, even though it is a standard low cut, it still does have a one-piece enclosure, so the opening's not necessarily gigantic, but the center part that is exposed Flyknit is elasticated. So they're not too difficult to get on in comparison to, I guess, other low cut models. It's a little bit of practice, I guess, but once you actually figure out how to do it, it's really not a big deal and you get them on pretty easily. So I'll tie these up really, really quickly. What I really like about the Phantom 3 is that the flywire cable system that they've implemented here, which of course is how the laces are actually attached to the shoe, are extremely effective. It's really something that's super noticeable when you pull the laces tight, is that those flywire cables that actually run through the upper do a really, really effective job of actually firming the shoe up around your foot, giving you that nice locked in stable sensation while still maintaining good flexibility and general softness from the Flyknit upper itself, which really does have that nice sock-like feel. Again, in regards to how that changes between the low cut and the mid cut model, it really doesn't. The difference is going to be the fit in the heel area, which again, I think with the low cut model, just because low cut shoes have pretty much always been a thing, it's going to feel more familiar for most people. That's not to say the mid cut model is bad because it feels different, but it's a preference thing. That's really the best way to put it. I prefer the low cut version. And that's really where it stays. That's how you should base your decision. Which one would you rather have? Or I guess which one do you prefer the look of? Because that matters to a certain extent as well if you're going to be spending a lot of money on your boots. Speaking of the laces though, because I forgot, if you're interested in a pair, the website is www.sr4ulaces.com. There'll be a little pop-up on screen as well as a link down below in the description. So if you're interested in a pair, be sure to go ahead and check that out. So on feet, very, very comfortable out of the box. That's another thing that I would say is perhaps an advantage over the mid-cut model, that the low-cut version does feel a little bit more comfortable from the get-go. There's not as much to get used to in regards to the fit of the heel, just because it's a more standard construction. So from a break-in time standpoint, I think the low-cut model is a better shoe out of the box. But again, that's not to say that the mid-cut model is bad by any means. Overall though, very comfortable shoes. The upper is flexible, soft, and very sock-like I mentioned. And again, it's just a very comfortable shoe in general. Probably, in my opinion at least, one of the best examples of a Flyknit upper that we've seen from Nike from their high-end shoes since they first introduced this technology with the Magista Obra 1. As far as the fit of the shoe is concerned, it does have a tight overall fit. Not quite as tight as what you're going to find from the Mercurials, and not quite as wide as what you'll find from the Magistas or Tiempos. It's kind of that middle ground between their two, or I guess 4 main lines. And again, they'll fit most people. You're not going to get a ton of stretch out of the upper because of the flywire cables that are directly attached to the lacing system itself. But for the most part, they'll fit most people as long as you don't have really, really wide feet. As far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. So that is pretty much it, guys, for my review of the Hypervenom Phantom 3 Low in the new Motion Blur Pack colorway. Again, if you're interested in a pair for yourself, there'll be a little eye in the corner of the screen, or you can click the first link down below in the description. That'll take you to the review page on my website, where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you'll be able to pick these guys up below their normal $250 retail price. If you have any questions regarding this shoe, leave them down below in the comments and I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all of my social media information linked down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, thanks for watching.